Hey everybody, Boxing Bow back again. I got Moon with me. He is my albino, call strain albino arabesque. Let me see if I can't get a little bit closer up. He's just moving around today. Tells you he was ready to come out. But you can see that head stamp. Now the cool thing, unfortunately, in the call strain, and you lose the arabesque pattern. I absolutely love the arabesque. Arabesque is one of my favorite morphs. If you see a hypo arabesque, a motley arabesque, even a jungle motley arabesque, and just an arabesque by itself is absolutely stunning. He probably will be going this year to a hypo female. Probably the one that you guys see me post on Instagram, Sin, which is the one I did for my black and white photo that Balls You and Spartan Reptiles challenged me to do, and I did it. That's the one he'll probably go to I'll probably put them together in January. Maybe February or March. We'll see. I'm leaning more towards February, March. I'll pair them two together, and I'm going to be trying to produce hypo arabesque, the 100% hit for Sunglow, 100% hit for a call strain albino. Just the hype. If I get the hypos that are arabesque and the hypos that are just hypos, those will be 100% hit for Sunglow. But I also want to produce some arabesque hypos and some. I hope to get. I want to get some just arabesque by itself, because it's a beautifully patterned boa by itself. It really don't need anything else. A question I get asked is, why don't you just buy these snakes and things like that? You spent big money on some of your snakes. Honestly, it's because it's a passion project. It's fun. Can I buy a Sunglow arabesque, or can I buy just an arabesque? Yes. But I don't, because I like to do things myself. I used to breed them, and it's fun, and I used to buy adults and stuff like that. And the best thing that I've done, is just raising them up and taking my time and just really in no hurry. A thing that's been asked me is, Jay, it was an Instagram post like, you have such beautiful snakes. I don't feel like I'm ever going to get caught up to what you have. And I'm not trying to make fun of the person that asked me that question, but I laughed, because I sit there and I see so many collections every day that are absolutely just exquisite looking that I feel like you probably felt blow mine out of the water. But it's not. No matter what your collection is, whether it's 1, 2, or 100 plus snake it's your collection. You should be proud of that collection. And if you see something that you want, if you don't have it, strive to get there to get it. Take your time. You don't have to rush right in. Take your time. Don't rush. If it's recessive projects with co-dominant projects, those takes time, and you can't hurry things along. No one's collection is any better than anybody else's collection. Everybody has snakes that other people see and want. Whether it's you look at like something like at David Moore on Instagram. You can find him on my Instagram thingy, and I'll leave a link to his Instagram. You guys have heard me talk about him. He's got some incredible carpet pythons that I'm just like, oh. But does that mean his collection is better than mine? No. Does that mean my collection is not as good as his? No. It's, he's going in certain directions, I'm going in certain directions, and the cool thing is, when you start following these guys that have awesome collections, or collections that you might want to see, it gives you a goal, something to strive for. And don't just rush. That's my biggest thing. Don't rush. Take your time. Add what you can when you can. And don't get discouraged if you think that you are falling behind, because you're not. Because call albinos has been around for 20 years now or more. And they're still popular. People are still buying them. So how is that being behind? So don't be afraid to, how should I say, not be afraid, but don't judge yourself on other people's collections. Judge yourself on your collection. Are you happy with your collection? If the answer is yes, then you're good to go. If you're not, you need to look at, why are you not happy with your collection? Why did you buy this? If you're not happy with this animal, why did you buy it? Why did you pick up that animal? Was it strictly for a breeder? Was it strictly for a project? Was it strictly for a pet? But if you're not happy with that animal, you need to, or your collection, you need to take a look at your collection and figure out what you need to either add or take away from your collection that's going to make you feel like you're happy with your collection. And that's a big thing. You got to really strive towards your collection, and making it the best that it can be, whether you're just a snake pet owner, or you're a small-time breeder, or you're a big breeder. You got to really think about what you're adding to your collection. Is this snake what I need, or is just I bought it because it was cheap? That's the biggest thing. But take your time. Don't rush on anything. Seriously, you're not behind. Snakes aren't going anywhere. There's so many morphs out there that are still around, so nothing's going anywhere. Another thing I want to talk about today, IDR Reptiles did a video on it, and they had an experience. You guys need to go check out their vlog. It was a really good vlog done by Logan and stuff, and they talk about different things. I'll leave a link to his description so you can go check that video out. But we all deal with bad people in this hobby and good people in this hobby when it comes to breeders. Sometimes you have a really good experience, sometimes you don't. There's guys that are really good with other people and treat other people really bad. You gotta, there's no rhyme or reason to it. There's some guys that everybody thinks is a great guy, but yet there's one or two people that dealt with them, and we don't know the reasons behind it, but for whatever reason, that person did that person wrong. I can give you a perfect example for me. I absolutely love Jeremy Stone's boas. I've talked to Jeremy Stone on numerous occasions. He's a good guy and everything, but when this has been a few years, but he did a reptile auction thing on the reptile ring. I got 2 snakes. I got an albino jungle, and I got it was a hit VPI, Pink Panther line. Now, this is not his fault. The FedEx guy lost it they lost it. It didn't get here. Something to do with the plane. I'd say lost, but the FedEx, something to do with the plane in Memphis. So it was 2 days late. I called him. I told him about it. When I did get them, they got delivered actually to Chittix, which has happened several times. The only thing they're missing is a cage, and they would have rats, snakes, and they just need a cage. But when I got the snakes, I called them, said they're here. 2 days later, the albino died, and a day after that, the VPI died. And I honestly think that is because of shipping. It was a little cold when I got them shipped. The heat pack was in there, but still, they passed away. Now, this is the screwy thing. He's like, well, I'll replace them, but you have to win another auction for me to replace them. That's kind of jacked up. That he should just automatically replace them. I kept in constant contact with them, and I honestly had to fight. I had to talk to him over and over and over again just to get him to agree to replace them, even if I won an auction. Now, I just ended up saying, just don't even worry about replacing the albino. Just get me another VPI, another hit VPI Pink Panther female. And I won an auction. I think that I actually won him, is what I ended up getting. Yeah, it was Moon I ended up winning, and then he sent me the VPI. But that was like pulling teeth just to get to that. And that happens. Do I hold a grudge, or am I bitter about it? Would that prevent me from ordering from him again? No. But now I have a better understanding of how his business dealings work sometimes. And that's not to say that, he's a bad breeder. He's not. Everybody knows he makes good stuff. He's a good guy. He's a good family man. But he handled that situation wrong, and that happens. It's unfortunate, but that's just one thing that's happening. We've all dealt with things like that. Another thing I want to bring up. When somebody FedExes you something, if it's you pay that extra shipping, okay, whether it's $50, $65, or $75. Here's something a lot of breeders don't tell you. If that shipment is not delivered to you by 10 a.m. the next day, if it says guaranteed arrival 10 a.m., if it shows up at 10:01, did you know that shipper gets the money back from your shipping? They get the $50 back. A lot of breeders don't like to talk about that. They pocket that money. That's why a lot of breeders are concerned about getting their snakes there on time. That's why they say, as soon as that snake gets there, calls me. Or if you don't call them right away, they'll sit there and say, I see it was delivered at 10, or I'll see it was delivered at 9:30, or I see it was delivered at 10:30, 11, 12, 1, whatever it is. When that snake does not show up at time, if you call FedEx, and if, like, say if you ship your reptiles and stuff like that, Reptiles Express, all those, they FedEx to refund the shippers their $50, $65, or $75 or whatever. A lot of reptile breeders don't tell the buyer that and end up pocketing that money. Instead of saying, hey, it didn't get there on time, I got the money back, I'm gonna, you can either put it towards a snake, or on your next order from me, your shipping will be free, or something like that. I've had it happen to me several times where I've ordered snakes and I said, hey, this wasn't here on time, I want my shipping money back. Oh, no, that box. And no, the box literally costs about $3 or $4. The bag is literally a couple bucks. If you order in bulk, it's literally just a couple bucks. At the most, what it costs actually with the box, the shipping stuff inside of it, the insulation, most people use newspaper or something like that to also help create a buffer. And even if they use a heat pack, you're talking $10 total. So fine, you want to keep the box money, then send me my $40 back or my $55 back or whatever it is you spend. So that's something for a lot of you guys to keep an eye out on there. I brought this up before, but I think it's important, especially with obviously right now it's getting too cold to ship to a lot of areas, but with, I know a lot of people with tax return money, Christmas money, and stuff like that going to be ordering snakes. Keep that in mind. If that snake is not there by the guaranteed arrival, you get your shipping money back, and it's up to you to bring it up to the shipper, to the breeder, because most breeders won't do it. I've had 2 guys be honest with me on it, and they said, hey, on your next order, I can either give you your money back for the shipping, or on your next, I can take $50 off on the next snake, or you can pay full price for a snake and it's free shipping. So I've had 3 breeders be honest with me. But I've had a lot of breeders that don't, and I've had a fight with them. And they try to tell me about, the box. Well, I've shipped, back when I was breeding boas big time and leopard geckos, it literally cost me maybe $8, $8 to $10 to do it shipping, and then obviously I'm paying FedEx the rest of them, the money. So realistically, that's something to be aware of. Read the buyer's agreements. Make sure you listen and follow their instructions. If you don't follow instructions, if it's late and you're not calling that breeder or texting that breeder or emailing that breeder that, hey, something's wrong here, that's on you. You need to make sure you're in contact with the breeder that you're buying your animal from constantly when shipping. And if you have a snake on hold, which a lot of people do right now, and I think that's wonderful, make sure you're talking to that breeder once a week, at least once or twice a week. Ask for pictures, ask for a quick, they don't have to do a professional video, just ask for a quick iPhone, or whatever phone they're using, a quick video of it, just so you can check on your animal and make sure it's doing well. You can do things like that. That way you are staying in contact with that buyer. So those are just a couple tips for me today. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Got another ear infection. It's all right. I'll be getting better, and I'm going to be getting off here because Always Evolving Pythons is getting ready to do a reptile auction, and I want to watch it. It's always fun. I always look. You never know when I'm going to get something. I'm always looking. But right now, not really looking to add anything to my collection. But you never know. Anyway, this is Boxing Boa, Moon, and Priest. Thank you so much for watching. How many minutes we at, buddy?
14:46.
All right, shorter video than last time. I tried to talk fast. I tried to get in when I wanted to get in. I'll be doing another video again here probably this weekend. You guys have a great and blessed day. I know I am. You know, please like, click, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, just please leave them down below. You know I will get back to you. You know, stay positive. I'm always positive. Try to stay positive. You guys have a blessed day. Peace.